Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, George Harris joins us. He's a candidate for State Senate District 8. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program George Harris, candidate for State Senate District number 8. Pleasure to have you back on the program, sir.
Well, thank you, Sam, and thanks for having me. And you would think that I've lost all my marbles. I'm actually running for office. Wow.
All right. So, okay. You've had an incredibly successful career as a businessman. You retired not too long ago, although you still are running businesses, but not in the way you were before. You've had a great political career. You were state party chair for the Republican Party for a long time.
County chair.
I'm sorry, county chair, I beg your pardon. And my question is, why now did you decide to run for the state Senate?
Well, a few reasons. One, truthfully, is, I'm going to be 65 in May. I still have a lot to offer. And the legislature needs adult supervision. It really does. The vernacular and the behavior patterns up there amongst the Democrats is unacceptable. I mean, the vernacular they use on social media where they tell the governor, quote unquote, to go blank yourself, is not acceptable by elected officials. I mean, look, X and all that stuff, kids are the ones who use that. And then they think it's acceptable. We want to know why they're misbehaving and because they see adults that are elected officials using that kind of language, and it's not acceptable. And it will stop when I get there. I promise you. I understand the bully pulpit, and I will embarrass everybody who uses that kind of vernacular. I will embarrass anybody who doesn't give every bill a hearing. I mean, this visceral hatred that the far left of the Nevada Democratic Party has towards Republicans and nonpartisans is not acceptable, and it's going to stop.
Okay, so let's be fair here and say that it's not just the extreme left; it's also the extreme right, and their vitriol against the. That's one of the biggest problems.
And Sam, you're 100% correct. It is extreme right, but there needs to be adult supervision. And look, I'm a retired CEO of a big company. I know how to manage budgets. I know how to manage people. I know how to work with everyone. And I will tell you that I'll get up there and we're gonna make changes. and people are going to start acting with some decorum and respect for each other.
All right, so let me ask you this.
If not, I will use my abilities to embarrass you, and I have a gift to embarrass people when they act up.
Well, you also have a huge social media presence, number one. Number two, you have not ever been afraid to be interviewed either by me or any other broadcaster or any other news media. And it seems to me that some Democrats who are now running for higher office and different offices are going to suffer from the fact that for the last 5 years, they have not been willing to do interviews.
Well, look, if you decide you want to get into this quote unquote game of politics, first of all, the only reason you should get in this game is to better regular folks' lives. I've been pretty successful. I'm pretty happy. Um, I know how to read budgets. I know how to fix stuff. I'm going to be 65. I'm only going to do this one time, and I'm only doing this for the taxpayer. I'm in, what's the word? I'll be kind. I'm in Dutch with the lobbyists. The lobbyists do not like me. They know that there's going to be a new sheriff coming to town. They know I'm not going to put up with their behavior patterns. Um, and I'm going to be there for the taxpayer. I'm going to make sure that the taxpayer is protected, and that the taxpayer is the number one issue, and not lobbyists and special interest groups.
All right. So if you are fortunate enough to be elected, and you've got to get through a primary first, but what committees would you be interested in serving on?
Well, Ways and Means always would be the smart thing to put me on. Definitely energy, because, we are facing a horrific challenge in energy. We're going to close a refinery here. We're not, but that crazy man from the west of us, the governor of California, is going to close a refinery here in the next 5 weeks, which is going to make our gas prices go up probably to $8. And with the war in Iran, it might end up being $9 because they're cutting off another source of fuel. We have to bring another straw in from, I would say, northern Salt Lake over into West Wendover, build a transfer station, which could create and will create anywhere from 8 to 12,000 jobs for 3 years. We're not going to resolve this problem in months. It's just not going to happen. We're going to have a lot of hurt, but you're going to need someone with experience like me, and you're going to need someone that understands adult supervision like me. The problem with the legislature now is we have a bunch of activists, a bunch of retired bureaucrats, and a bunch of bureaucrats. I would be one of 4 business people that would be sitting in the legislature. And that's a very scary, scary thought.
Let me just correct one thing that you said. I don't believe that Governor Newsom is responsible for shutting down the refinery. I think the policies of the Newsom administration have caused the oil companies to want to shut down the refineries in California, and that is the problem there.
And Sam, just thank you for that. That just proves that we need to have a guy like me up there, adult supervision, because your interpretation of that is nonsensical. It is his policies that are closing the refinery, Sam. He's the guy closing.
I just said that. My response is not nonsensical.
Governor Newsom's not really. Yes, it is Governor Newsom, period. End of discussion. It's absolutely insane, the policies that this man has put on Californians, which, by the way, affect the Nevadans. What else is insane is that the politicians here that agree with Newsom, i.e., the Aaron Ford, the Attorney General, who would be lockstep with this guy. It's these frightening thought processes and the way these people, because these folks, they're good people, Sam. They just don't know anything about business, and they don't know anything about unintended consequences.
Okay, so just to clear up a point here, you just agreed with me. So we're agreeing on the fact that it was Governor Newsom's policies. And I will also back you up and say that Governor Newsom just this past weekend was spending time in Nevada with candidates for office and higher office. And they are supporting each other in that. Okay, let me ask you a different question. So part of what you're doing is going around and talking to people in the district. What are you learning from them that you didn't know before? What has surprised you about what they're saying?
Well, one thing surprised me when I talked to a lot of people, and you wouldn't think, and I knew this was a massive issue, because I'm a grandpa. Uh, the boys and girls sports, it's a real thing. It's very frustrating because young ladies are losing scholarships nationwide. No one ever wants to report on that because you have boys and girls sports. Boys and girls sports it's a fairness issue. That's all it is. It's all about fairness. It's not fair that boys are playing in girls sports. There's a Y chromosome and an X chromosome. It's pretty simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist.
All right. So my point on this would be that this is such a minuscule problem, but on the other hand, it is a very top of mind issue for parents. And I understand both sides of this, but we can't.
You're wrong, Sam.
George, we can't
even. Not minuscule.
George, we cannot even come up with a number for the state of Nevada of occurrences of this. I'm not saying.
Okay, so let me help you. Let me help you out.
Back in the 1980s. Let me
come up with a number, Sam. Let me come up with a factual number for you. The number one, Sam. If one young woman in the state of Nevada loses out a scholarship because a boy is playing in sports, that's a massive problem. The other thing in the neighborhoods that they talk to me about every day is school choice. We have got to listen. As an ex-CEO of a big company, when we recruited C-suite executives to come help run the company, and found out at the end when they turned us down because our quote unquote education system was in shambles, which it is. I mean, we're 48th in the nation. And my opponent, Marilyn Dondero Loop, has been in the legislature for 16 years. She's been the chairman of the education committees. And we went from, when she took over, we went from 42, we're now at 48. It's just time for a change. Look, she's a nice lady, but it's time for a change. She's been there too long. And the next time I come on your show, I'll share some stuff with you that will curl your hair about my opponent, which is very frustrating.
Okay, so first of all, on that particular topic, let me say that I've already invited Marilyn Dondero Loop onto the program. We have not set a date or time yet, but she's always welcome here on the program. And we're coming to Las Vegas in April and hope to have the both of you on the program then to talk about, the various issues.
She won't have the guts to come on with me.
Well,
that's never going to happen.
George, it is my job to invite people. It is their job to decide whether they want to come on or not. And I think that, frankly, that is an issue for any politician that doesn't want to come on to, and it doesn't have to be this program, but on any program, to talk to the public about why they should be in their jobs. Okay, school choice. So Governor Lombardo put in over $2 billion in the last legislative session toward education, well over $2 billion. How much time as a businessman do you allot for that to see as it works its way through the system as to whether it's working or not? Or can you say with certainty at this point, it's just not working?
At this point, it's just not working. And there's got to be a change, Sam, because school choice is a pretty simple and pretty easy thing to say. It's school choice, meaning that brown kids and black kids and white kids and orange kids and Jewish kids, their parents should have the right to send their kids to whatever school they want. And what scares the hell out of the teachers union and what scares the hell out of the administration is the fact that now schools are going to have to compete. And school choice causes competition. Sam, what I don't understand is we're 48th in the nation in public schools, yet our our charter schools are like 11. And that's because parents are involved with charter schools. This is about getting parents involved with schools. And this is about telling the establishment that, look, you guys have had a long time to fix this problem and you can't fix it. And I'll tell you something, I want to make sure every single kid has whatever opportunity their parents want them to have. And I will tell you that the kids we need to be more concerned about, is brown kids and black kids, period. I mean, we have got to give opportunity to these children to allow them to flourish in the school system and not just get locked in and get transferred up to the next grade without having any efficiency in their ability to have knowledge.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with George Harris. He's running for State Senate District 8, and we'll be right back after this timeout.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper.
Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
The winning is about to hit a whole nother level during the $100,000 March Mayhem giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 in cash every week and a top prize of $15,000 in cash during the grand finale drawing. Don't miss the mayhem. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Harris. He's a candidate for State Senate 8. Let's talk about the cost of housing. Are people talking to you about that as you go out on the campaign trail?
Yes, everybody talks about the cost of housing, but they were talking about, we need affordable housing. We don't need affordable housing. We need attainable housing. Okay. When you say the word affordable, then you get people that don't think from a business perspective, and they start saying, "Oh, we've got to give help from the county or the city to help pay rents." We need attainable housing. How do you get attainable housing? Which I've pitched on this show for years, Sam. We need to get the BLM to release all properties within urban areas of the state back to the cities and the councilmen, or back to the cities and the counties and to the state. It's a simple thing. The governor should call the president and say, "Mr. President, you need to make the BLM turn all the urban properties over to the cities and the councils." Because when you talk to the BLM, they'll say, "Oh, we've had these on the disposal list Yeah, they've been on the disposal list for 25 years. The idea is to come up with creative ideas, go into areas where we have in schools where there's no longer children living in the neighborhoods. Okay, like in Las Vegas on St. Louis and Maryland Parkway. There's a school, Roy Woofter there. No kids have lived in that neighborhood for 15 years. Sell that school off, close that school, go build it in a neighborhood where kids and families live, sell that property off to developers for $1 and tell them they have to build $300,000 homes. Okay. You know, Sam, the Clark County School District spent $47 million in gasoline last year. Last year alone, moving kids from point A to point B. There has got to be some adult supervision on how these people are spending money. Someone has to review the budgets. And let me tell you, one of the plans I have when I get there is going to be called the Procurement Review Act. And I'm going to look at every single dime the state spends on procurement, because there's a lot of companies, a lot of lobbying companies that get paid tens of millions of dollars a year by the state while they're up there lobbying for their own contracts. So I'm telling you, I will bring adult supervision to the legislature.
All right. Another topic I'm presuming you're hearing about is food costs. What can the state, if anything, do about the cost of food for Nevadans?
Nothing. And I'm the only politician that's going to be truthful to you. Food cost has everything to do with what's happening in time and space. Food cost will come down. Inflation's coming down. The policies of the Trump administration are ensuring exactly what I'm talking about, adult supervision. Is it going to happen overnight? No, it didn't. They didn't go up overnight. But, you know, during the Biden administration, a lot of those policies led to eggs being priced out of the market. They killed hundreds of millions of chickens. And now we're finding out that they didn't need to do that. Look, this is all about policy and all about watching how budgets remakes. Eggs are down expeditiously. The war in Iran, of course, is going to cause gas to go up for a short period of time. But all this stuff will balance out. By midsummer, our economy is going to be so hot, people aren't going to know. They're just going to have smiles on their face.
All right. Okay. We'll keep that optimistic outlook for all of us, our sakes. Let's take another break. We'll be right back with George Harris after this timeout.
The road to riches leads straight to the Carson Valley Inn. Cash drawings Thursday and Saturdays. Over 480 winners. Score up to $15,000 weekly. Plus one $10,000 cash winner and the $20,000 guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Free meals, free play, and more. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Sponsors are needed for the Greenhouse Project's annual Grateful Harvest Dinner, taking place Monday, September 21st at Nashville Social Club in Carson City. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. For 17 years, the Greenhouse Project has provided agricultural education for students and fresh produce to our community's food insecure. Every dollar you give helps us continue this important, life-changing mission. Go to CarsonCityGreenhouse.org to learn how you can help. Join us in growing a lasting legacy.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Harris. He's a candidate for State Senate District 8. A lot of stuff going on in the gaming industry right now. Your thoughts on some of the stuff that looks kind of ominous?
Well, I can tell you, I got a lot of good gaming buddies, and they are angry at the George.
Because?
Because I've been pretty vocal about the parking fees and look, you have a really good gaming company who, by the way, is not supporting me, which is the Fertitas, because those guys, they know how to run a business and they have adult supervision. Why they're not supporting me is beyond me. I'm friends with Frank Lorenzo, but the gaming guys, MGM and that, they've got themselves in such a pickle because, they're billions of dollars in debt. They're charging for parking. They're charging for resort fees. They're charging all this stuff. And they've now charged themselves out of the market. But they can't undo this because they're so far in debt. They've got to make money. They sold off all their property to REITs. So now they got to come up with rent $6 billion a year. And then their operating costs are like $7 billion a year. So, they've got to make $20 billion a year before they can make a profit.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. The only thing I say on the other side of it, we've got about 45 seconds left, is that you can't build $4 billion resorts and not charge the kind of money they're charging. So do you change the product?
No, you go back to how this was. And Sam, that's wrong. You just got a bunch of guys that wanted to kick the bonds down the football field another 5 years. So they sold their property, they got the cash, and now it's not if they're going to go bankrupt, it's when they're going to go bankrupt. And when they go bankrupt, someone's going to come in and buy them out, and they're going to change their policy. It's pretty simple. You can't say that you're the king of the mountain and you don't know how to run a kingdom. And let me tell you, those lobbyists have told me to my face, they will make sure, quote unquote, that I will not be elected. And I accept that challenge.
And that's where we have to leave it. George Harris, always a pleasure. I'll see you in Las Vegas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend, and have a good day.
And we'll be right back.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com. And our archive goes back to 2002. So you can look at all kinds of historic interviews right here on Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next broadcast.